you hear a lot that people that are in the music industry, they say that the money's drying up. There's not as many opportunities. There's not as much money to go around. The streaming numbers are not what they used to be. Album sales are not what they used to be, and there's just not a lot of money to be made in the music industry like there was. And because of that, there are very few people that are on top. There are very few people that are at the pinnacle of success, that are getting all of the money, all of the fame, all of the opportunity. And for whatever reason, there are still people that have that opportunity and they want to squander it. For example, Lil Durk over in Chicago. He's in jail right now because he wanted to go get some get back for his homeboy that got killed. There are plenty of people like that. I think Mo3 just got arrested for having some involvement. I mean, Yella Beezy just got arrested down in Texas for having some involvement with Mo3's death. And then over in Cali, you had Big U who just got arrested because if you're in the music industry, if you're anybody of note within black culture, you got to go check in, right? So it doesn't seem like it's a very lucrative business to be in hip hop or be in the music industry these days. Not only are you not getting money, you're getting extorted when you go to a city that these gangsters in and they don't own nothing, but they want you to check in so that they can try to get money off of your back because they have no productive skills to bring into the workforce. And because of that, Rick Ross has some advice. He's telling young men to, instead of going into music, going into rap, hustling, doing whatever it is that you can do illegal to make money or trying to get into an industry when there's so few opportunities, just go into construction.
It's the biggest boss in the game, Ricky Rose. How many just scream free Lil Durk at that Rolling Loud? How many? All right now, for y'all young hustlers, y'all got to learn how to do roofing. Y'all got to learn how to lay marble floors. You got to learn how to do the plumbing. This is multiple $1 million game, multiple $1 million game. I'm walking up on these real estate sites. I see very few brothers that's on the roofs, that's doing the plumbing, that's doing the drywall, that's doing the electricity. It's a lot of money in that. Once again, how many people said free Lil Durk at Rolling Loud? Exactly.
So Rick Ross's advice is, hey, nobody is saying free Lil Durk. Lil Durk earned his position to be in the exact spot that he's in. They told him go slide for Vaughn. He came back and said, hey, you can't tell me go slide for Vaughn. We already did that. So obviously he wanted everybody to know what he did. The police found out what he did, and the people that he was working with left a paper trail for them to find out. So he is exactly where he needs to be because that's where he wanted to be, talking about it in songs and people leaving paper trails. But what I do agree with Rick Ross on is getting into this construction, getting into architecture, these types of things where you're using your hands and you're making things that help society run, building houses, whether it be plumbing, electricity, all of these different trades. I talked in episode 6 of the podcast about how me and my wife, we were going to look at a house down in our area, right? Eventually we're going to upgrade our house, get a little bit more space. And when you go look at these homes, because of the place where we live, the market is so hot. These are expensive homes, They're not exactly $1 million, but they're close enough, right? $500,000 to $1 million homes. And you can only imagine the amount of money that people are getting paid to go in these communities and develop them. The community that we were in easily had about 150 houses. So they're not switching out a bunch of different crews to build these houses. They're using one crew building the houses one at a time. They're not building these houses simultaneously. They're building them consecutively. So one house goes up, they have another house. Maybe they have 2 or 3 crews, but they're absolutely not putting all 150 up at one time. But the people that are in these trades, whether it be framing, whether it be drywall, whether it be plumbing, electricity, these people are making a shit ton of money. The companies they're working for are making money, and the tradesmen are making money. So I like this advice from Rick Ross because it's too many times where we think, I have to go into this certain field, right? Like I'm in IT. I went into IT because I had the opportunity to transition that based on the skills that I had from the military. I was a 25 uniform, if anybody has been in the military that's watching this. And I had the opportunity to get some certifications, so it made sense for me to matriculate into the IT field based on where my career was already headed. But I am absolutely interested in the things that are going to be going on in the construction space over the next 5-10 years, assuming that America is going to be healthy, right? We might not be here. We don't know what's going to happen. But we know that because of the deportations, a lot of those illegal migrants that were here working jobs under the table where they were doing construction, and not only them, right, but tradesmen as well, but those jobs that cannot be completed because people have had to go off the job site in fear of being detained by ICE, those jobs are open. And if you're trained and you have the licenses that you need or whatever it is in those fields that you need to be working, right, there are going to be opportunities there. And let me tell you, I'm not above getting me a tool belt and getting some extra money at all. Not only are you getting skills, developing the skill to build things with your hand, but you're absolutely going to make a lot of money, because we just talked about how the real estate, especially in the DMV, is only getting more expensive. The average home price in DC specifically is $700,000. And the tradesmen are absolutely getting a percentage of that, a nice large chunk of that. So if you see me out, start doing YouTube videos, and you see me out here on somebody's roof or in somebody's crawl space working on some plumbing, that's why. It's because there's money out in the streets and I'm about to go get it. So I like this advice from Rick Ross. Sports and entertainment is absolutely a way to get a lot of money if you can reach the pinnacle of that industry. But it's enough jobs to go around in the construction industry, and the barrier to entry is a lot less than becoming a professional athlete, a rapper, and all of these things. So while he was specifically talking about the respect that Dirk is getting, right, air quotes on respect, by people not saying free him when they're supposed to be supporters of him, while that's specifically what Rick Ross is talking about, the larger message is, hey, there's money and opportunity in doing something else. There's money to be made out in the streets, and if the opportunity presents itself and it makes financial sense, I will be out there, and it'd be nice to have some of you guys alongside me. Those are my thoughts. If you like the video, subscribe to me back here for the next conversation. And if you have thoughts on this entire conversation about being a rapper, about being in the entertainment industry versus doing things like construction, let the world know. This is the place for discourse. Till next time. Peace.